The summer is ending, and so is everything they once knew. The ocean that once carried their laughter now hides their secrets beneath the waves. One last chapter remains, a story of love, heartbreak, and growing up too soon. This is where everything changes. Forever, the final chapter begins now. The sun hangs low over Cousins Beach, painting the sky in gold and soft orange. The air feels heavier than before, the kind of summer air that tells you something is ending. The waves move gently, but even they sound tired, like they know this might be their last sunset together. Belly walks alone along the sand, her bare feet leaving short-lived prints that the sea quickly washes away. It's quiet, but not peaceful. It's the kind of quiet that carries all the words no one dared to say. In the distance, the beach house stands still, empty yet full of memories. Every wall remembers the laughter, the tears, the late-night confessions. Inside those walls, they were just kids trying to understand love. But now, the summer that once felt endless has turned into a countdown, a ticking clock toward goodbye. Belly stops walking. Her eyes meet the horizon. For a moment, she sees every version of herself that's ever been, the girl who first fell in love, the one who broke hearts, and the one who's still learning how to heal her own. The voice inside her whispers that this summer was supposed to make things right. But love doesn't always fix what's broken. Sometimes it shows you what can't be fixed. She looks down at her phone, her thumb hovering over Conrad's name and Jeremiah's. 2 names, 2 hearts, 2 worlds pulling her apart. The screen lights up with old messages. Ones she's read 100 times, ones that still hurt. The wind picks up, carrying the faint sound of laughter from somewhere far away, maybe from another summer, another lifetime. Belly closes her eyes. The tears don't fall, but they're there, waiting. She breathes in, the salt air filling her chest, grounding her in the moment. Maybe this is what growing up feels like, realizing that even the best summers have to end. The scene fades slowly, the sound of waves rising louder, drowning out the world. A soft voice, almost like a whisper, says, "Some endings aren't meant to be sad. They're just meant to be true." The screen fades to black. Night has fallen over Cousins Beach. The lights from the pier shimmer on the dark water, flickering like memories refusing to fade. Everything feels quieter now, the kind of quiet that follows a storm. All that's left are the pieces no one knows how to put back together. Belly sits on the porch steps, her knees pulled close to her chest. The sea hums softly in the background, and somewhere far away, laughter from a bonfire drifts through the air. But it doesn't reach her. Not tonight. The world around her has changed, yet it feels painfully the same. The beach house, once a symbol of endless summers and innocent love, now feels haunted. Every room holds a ghost of who they were. Conrad's calm silence, Jeremiah's restless energy, Susanna's warm smile. The house breathes with memories, and Belly feels them pressing against her heart. She remembers the last words she said to Conrad, sharp, maybe unfair, and the look in his eyes. The one that said everything he couldn't say out loud. She whispers into the night, "Why does love have to hurt so much?" But there's no answer, just the rhythm of the waves and the wind brushing past her hair. Somewhere inside, she knows the truth. Love was never supposed to be easy. It was supposed to teach her, to shape her, to break her, so she could rebuild stronger. But tonight, it just feels heavy. Cut to a memory, sunlight, laughter, and the sound of waves crashing. Jeremiah and Belly racing across the sand, falling into the surf, carefree and alive. That was before things got complicated. Before promises were broken, before choices were made. The memory fades, and Belly is back on the porch, older, wiser, lonelier. The camera lingers on her face as she looks toward the ocean. Maybe love isn't about choosing someone, her voice says softly, echoing through the night. Maybe it's about choosing yourself. A single light flickers in the beach house window, a reminder that she's not the only one awake. Conrad's silhouette moves past the glass. For a moment, she freezes. All the air leaves her lungs. The silence between them feels louder than any argument they've ever had. Neither speaks, but somehow. Everything is said in that single look. The music swells, soft piano mixed with the sound of crashing waves. Belly stands, brushing the sand from her legs. The decision she's been avoiding all summer feels closer than ever. As she walks toward the edge of the water, the narration returns. Some stories don't end where you want them to. They end where they're meant to. The screen slowly fades to the title card, Episode 11, the final chapter. Morning breaks slowly over Cousins Beach, a pale, tired light crawling across the horizon. The world looks calm, but it's the kind of calm that hides the storm underneath. The tide has come in higher than usual, washing away footprints, memories, and the pieces of yesterday that no one wants to remember. The camera drifts over the quiet shoreline, the house standing still against the wind, fragile. Like it knows this will be its last summer to keep their secrets. Inside, Belly sits at the kitchen table, staring at a cup of coffee that's already gone cold. The walls seem closer now, the air heavier. The laughter that once filled this house has turned into silence, thick and unspoken. There are no more games, no more pretending. Every choice she's ever made has led her to this morning. The final chapter isn't about what she feels, it's about what she's willing to face. The front door creaks open. Jeremiah walks in, his eyes searching for her. For a moment, he looks the same, the boy who once promised to never let her cry. But now, even his smile looks tired. He stands there, unsure, holding words he's practiced 100 times. "You don't have to decide today," he says softly, but his voice trembles. Belly doesn't answer. Her silence is louder than any goodbye. Cut to the porch, sunlight filtering through the wooden beams. Dust floating like falling stars. Conrad leans against the railing, his gaze fixed on the ocean. He hears their voices through the open window but doesn't move. He's been through this before, waiting, wanting, losing. His expression is unreadable, calm on the outside but burning inside. The kind of pain that doesn't show until it's too late. Soft narration overlays the moment. Love doesn't end with a fight. It ends in silence, in all the things you never said. Belly walks outside. The two of them stand apart, close enough to feel the pull, far enough to feel the loss. The wind whips through her hair as she speaks, her voice almost breaking. "I thought I knew what love was, but maybe I was wrong." Conrad looks at her, eyes full of 1,000 unspoken things. He doesn't move toward her. He just says, "You weren't wrong. You just grew up." The music swells, haunting, slow, full of nostalgia and heartbreak. The camera pans up to the sky, where clouds are gathering, dark and restless. The storm is coming. The final chapter has begun, and there's no turning back. A soft female voice whispers over the visuals, calm but heavy with meaning. Every summer has its ending. But some endings stay with you forever. Fade out the sound of the first raindrop hitting the porch. The sky turns gray before noon. The ocean, once soft and welcoming, grows restless waves crashing like thunder, each one louder than the last. The air tastes like rain, heavy and electric. Inside the beach house, the windows rattle, and for the first time all summer, everyone is under the same roof. But no one feels close. Belly stands by the window, watching the storm roll in. Her reflection stares back at her, eyes tired, shoulders tense. She looks like someone who's been fighting too long, not with others, but with herself. Behind her, Jeremiah paces the room. His voice breaks the silence. "You can't keep shutting me out, Belly. I'm still here. I've always been here." His words hang in the air, sharp and desperate. She doesn't turn around. "Being here doesn't mean you understand," she says quietly. Her tone isn't angry, it's exhausted. There's no strength left to fight. Jeremiah stops, the sound of rain hitting the roof filling the space between them. "Then tell me what you want," he says. "Tell me, and I'll stop trying." Before she can answer, the door opens. Conrad steps in, soaked from the rain. His eyes find hers instantly. The air shifts, 1,000 emotions colliding in one heartbeat. Jeremiah stiffens. The storm outside rumbles louder, as if echoing what's about to come. Belly finally turns, her voice trembling. "This isn't what I wanted." Not any of it. Conrad's jaw tightens. You think I did? He fires back, his calm voice cracking under the weight of everything unsaid. You think I wanted to love you like this halfway? Always afraid of losing you? Jeremiah steps forward, his tone raw. You already lost her, Conrad. You just didn't notice until it was too late. The two brothers faced each other, lightning flashes through the window, splitting the darkness. The tension in the room feels alive, breathing. Belly closes her eyes. The sound of thunder rolls through the walls. Her voice cuts through it, soft but certain. Stop, both of you. She looks at them, the boys who have loved her, broken her, and somehow built her all at once. I can't be the reason you hurt each other anymore. I can't keep choosing who gets to stay when none of us really know how to let go. The storm crashes louder outside, wind howling through the cracks. Conrad looks away first, his eyes glistening with something that might be regret. Jeremiah's breathing slows, his anger fading into something sadder, understanding. The narration returns. Gentle but heavy with meaning. Sometimes the hardest truth isn't losing someone you love. It's realizing they were never yours to keep. The lights flicker. The house shakes. The storm rages on. Belly walks toward the door, her hand on the knob, her voice barely a whisper. Maybe the only way to love you both is to finally walk away. She steps outside. The rain hits her face like freedom and forgiveness all at once. The thunder fades into music, soft piano, low strings, and in the sound of her footsteps disappearing into the storm. Fade to black. The rain doesn't stop. It falls in heavy sheets, washing over the beach, blurring the world into shades of gray. The storm has swallowed everything. The laughter, the pain, the past. Belly stands at the edge of the pier, soaked to the bone, her heartbeat almost matching the rhythm of the thunder. The sea stretches endlessly before her. Wild and free, everything she wishes she could be. For a long time, she doesn't move. The world feels suspended, caught between endings and beginnings. Her mind replays every memory. The first summer, the first kiss, the first time she realized that love wasn't simple. Every moment was beautiful and impossible. It's like trying to hold sunlight in her hands. Then she hears footsteps. Slow, hesitant, familiar. Jeremiah. His hair clings to his forehead. His eyes wide with worry. He reaches out, his voice trembling through the rain. You don't have to do this alone. Belly turns to him, her lips trembling between a smile and a sob. I know, she says softly, but maybe that's the problem. I've never been alone. I've always been someone's choice, or someone's mistake. Jeremiah shakes his head, stepping closer. You were never a mistake. She takes a breath, the rain falling harder now, her words barely audible. Then why does it hurt like I was? The sound of the ocean grows louder, waves crashing, wind howling. Another shadow appears at the end of the pier. Conrad. He's drenched, shivering, but his eyes are locked on her. Time stops again, the storm freezing around them. 3 hearts, 1 moment. Everything that's been unsaid finally hangs in the air, heavy, fragile, real. Conrad's voice cuts through the noise. You don't have to choose, Belly. Not me, not him. Just choose yourself. His words carry more truth than pain this time. It's not a confession. It's a release. Belly closes her eyes. For the first time, she feels still, completely still, as if the chaos around her finally makes sense. She steps closer to the edge of the pier, water splashing around her feet. Her voice calm. For years, I thought love meant holding on. But maybe love is knowing when to let go. She turns to both of them, her expression soft but certain. You were both my summer, she says, but I can't live my life waiting for the tide to bring you back. The rain begins to ease. The thunder fades. A faint light breaks through the clouds, morning struggling to return. Jeremiah looks away, tears mixing with the rain. Conrad nods, quiet, accepting. The war is over. The narration returns, her inner voice. Calm, wiser, free. When you stop chasing what was, you finally make space for what could be. The camera pulls back, Belly walking away from the pier. Barefoot, soaked, but lighter than before. The storm behind her begins to calm, waves smoothing out like they too have found peace. The music shifts from sorrow to hope, soft strings carrying her away. She doesn't look back. Not this time. Fade to gray. The storm is gone. The air smells clean, new, like the world has taken a deep breath and finally let it out. The waves are calm again, sliding gently across the sand as if nothing ever happened. The beach looks different, softer somehow, washed of its noise and tension. The footprints, the fights, the tears, all of it carried away by the rain. What's left is only stillness. Belly walks along the shoreline at dawn. The world feels empty, but not lonely. The sea hums quietly beside her, a rhythm she's finally learned to walk with, not against. Her clothes are dry now, but her heart still feels damp. Not with sadness, but with something lighter. Acceptance, growth, peace. The kind of peace that only comes after you've broken and rebuilt yourself piece by piece. She stops for a moment, looking out at the horizon. The sky is painted in soft pastels, pinks, oranges, and golds blending like watercolor on glass. She closes her eyes and lets the wind move through her hair. For the first time in a long time, she doesn't feel pulled between two hearts. She feels her own heartbeat, steady and sure. A gentle narration overlays the scene, her voice softer than before, but stronger. Every storm leaves behind something new, clearer skies, cleaner air, and a version of you that survived what you thought would break you. Cut to the beach house. The light seeps through the curtains. Jeremiah's car is gone, and Conrad's duffel sits by the door. The silence between them has turned into understanding. They're not angry anymore, just tired, ready to move forward, even if it means walking in different directions. Inside, Belly's journal lies open on the table, pages filled with scribbles, tear stains, and memories that once defined her. She picks it up, flips to a blank page, and writes 3 words, "I'm still here." Her handwriting shakes, but her smile doesn't. She steps outside again, barefoot in the sand, carrying the journal under her arm. The tide reaches her feet, cool and gentle, like a promise. She looks up at the sun rising over the ocean and whispers, almost to herself. Maybe this is what growing up feels like, learning to love what stays after everything else is gone. The wind picks up just enough to carry her voice away. Soft piano music plays. It's a kind that feels like closure. The camera pans out, the beach stretching wide. It's a sea glimmering like glass, and Belly walking toward the light. Her shadow grows longer behind her, fading with each step, till all that's left is the sound of waves. The narration fades in one last time, calm and poetic. This summer wasn't about who I loved. It was about who I became. Fade to white. The summer is ending. The beach that once echoed with laughter now lies quiet beneath the golden sky. The waves roll in slower, softer, like even the ocean knows it's time to say goodbye. The air smells of salt and memory, the kind that lingers long after you leave. Cousin's beach is changing, and so is she. Belly stands near the edge of the water, the hem of her dress brushing against the tide. She watches the sunlight dance across the waves, little pieces of gold floating just out of reach. Behind her, the beach house stands still, its windows catching the morning light one last time. It looks smaller now, almost fragile. Once, it was her whole world. Now it's just a chapter, beautiful, but finished. A slow piano melody begins. The same soft tune from the very first summer. As it plays, her voice fills the air, gentle and steady. Maybe the hardest part of growing up isn't letting go of people. It's letting go of the version of yourself that needed them. She takes a deep breath and walks toward the steps of the house. Inside, everything looks the same. The shelves by the window, the old photos, the sun-faded curtains. But it feels different. Time has quietly rewritten this place. She runs her fingers along the wall, as if to thank it for holding all her memories. The laughter, the tears, the endless summers that shaped who she became. A faint knock echoes behind her. Conrad stands at the doorway, hands in his pockets, eyes soft and uncertain. For a moment, neither speaks. There's no fight left, no regret, Just peace. Quiet, fragile peace. He gives a small smile. Take care of yourself, Bells. She smiles back. A real one this time. You too, Con. They don't hug. They don't need to. The goodbye has already happened in the way they look at each other. In the silence that finally feels kind, as she steps out of the house, Jeremiah's car passes down the road. He waves from the window, not a plea to stay, but a thank you for everything that was. She waves back, smiling through the tears that don't quite fall. The sun glows brighter, and for the first time, it feels like a beginning instead of an end. Belly turns back one last time. The house glows under the morning light, framed by the ocean. Her voice returns, calm and certain. Every summer ends. But some stay with you forever. This one will. Oh. She walks away, the sand soft beneath her feet, the sound of the waves fading behind her. The screen slowly brightens, sunlight filling every corner until the image dissolves into white. Then, a single line appears on screen, "The summer I turned pretty." The final chapter. Coming soon, the music fades out. The ocean whispers one last time, silence, then fade to black.